even at the end of 2 periods, and perhaps the Penguin playoff hopes now rest in minutes, not just periods. 3 goals scored in the second period. Mike Ridley racing the Penguins' 1-0 lead with a goal at 5:10. That tied it at 1. Then a minute 35 later was Kevin Hatcher. A beautiful setup by both Joey Junot and Peter Bondra. Good job by Hatcher to lift it upstairs over Tom Barrasso, who'd come out to challenge him. At 6:45, Caps led 2-1, and it sounded like the same old song. But the Pens come back. Peter Taglianetti doing a good job of warding off a check, getting the puck to Kevin Stevens, who rifled a shot past Byron Defoe. Stevens' first goal of the playoffs. Been a long time coming. That tied it at 2-all. 15:25, and that's where we sit at the end of 2. The Pittsburgh Brewing Company scoreboard. Capitals and Penguins even in shots, 6 apiece in the second. Capitals lead 20-16 in shots after 2. We'll be back to Civic Arena in just a moment.
Get it moving.
Keep on moving. Keep on moving.
And the Silver Bullet has the taste to keep it moving. Coors Light. Naturally brewed for a taste that goes down easy. Coors Light. Keep on moving.
Cub Cadet's new Series 2000 tractors have the competition a little jittery. After all, there's shaft drive in all 7 models. And while the other guys took out quality components to get their prices down, Cub Cadet developed over 50 new innovative features and engineered them all into a tractor line that's priced surprisingly close to the brand that just runs. Series 2000 from Cub Cadet, a whole different animal.
You feel the fever and the sky is red. There's thunder on the road ahead. Oh, Burgunder thunder.
Listen up, Pittsburgh. There's no smoke at Burgunder Dodge, only thunder. Nobody beats a Burgunder deal on America's hottest cars and trucks, period. There to compare and bring the other guy's best deal to us. We won't let anybody steal our thunder. Burgunder Dodge.
This segment of Penguins Hockey is brought to you by Diet Pepsi with the 100% aha. You got the right one, baby.
This official old Penguin logo and autographed 1992 playoff ticket are both signed by future Hall of Famer Brian Trottier, who's getting the call from the Penguins tonight. Of course, he's the NHL's 6th all-time leading scorer and has a number of playoff records as well. 5th all-time playoff scorer as well in the NHL. The crest and ticket are both displayed in an attractive frame, selling for $90 in the Penguins Collectors Magazine. The special price for tonight only, just $59.95. That's $59.95. Call 391-PENS, 1-800-8-GO-PENS. Call for a couple of goals for the Pens in the third period. That'd be even better than the autographed ticket. We'll be back in just a moment.
Well, there ain't no doubt about the power of two. For airborne thrust, rock you. Get out of that chair. Get out, get into the air. Vertical, vertical. With the power of two. Get vertical, vertical. With the power of two.
Presenting 3 very impressive sedans. The Nissan Sentra XE comes with cruise control, air conditioning, and an AM/FM cassette, all standard. The Honda Civic DX and Toyota Corolla DX don't. Let's try this again. Presenting one very impressive sedan, the Nissan Sentra XE. Right now, a Sentra XE is priced $1,700 less than a comparably equipped Corolla DX. Nissan, it's time to expect more from a car.
Stop into Foodland this week. Get Maxwell House Coffee for all coffee makers, just $2.99 a can. Borden ice cream, frozen yogurt, or fat-free dessert, half-gallon tube for just $4. A 12-ounce box of Total cereal, buy one, get one free with manufacturer's coupon. Lucky Charms in a 14-ounce box, buy one of those, get one free with manufacturer's coupon. And yes, double all those coupons too. It's your everyday savings. You know where to go.
Pittsburgh Penguin Hockey is brought to you by Dodge. See your nearest Dodge dealer today. We know how to help. By Kendall Oil. Pour in the protection. By your friends at Toyota. For quality and value, see your Toyota dealer today. Toyota equals value. By new IC Ice. Super chilled. Ice filtered for the clean, cold taste. By the Pittsburgh Brewing Company, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. By McDonald's. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today. And by the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. The Yellow Pages 9 out of 10 use.
Just about ready for the start of the third and perhaps final period. The Pens led 1-0 after one, but Mike Ridley, the Capitals even. Sylvain Cote doing a good job of knocking the puck out of midair, and Ridley looking to pass, does not, shoots and beats Barrasso. A lone assist to Cote at 5:10. It's tied at 1. Then a minute and a half later, good job by Joey Junot using that speed coming in uncontested. Bondra whips it around, then Junot comes back to Hatcher. He comes in scot-free, skates in. Barrasso comes out the challenge, not able to get there in time, and Hatcher, his first goal to the playoffs, gives the Caps a 2-1 lead, and things were looking rather bleak at that point. But late in the second period, Peter Taglianetti yeoman work along the boards, and Kevin Stevens finally breaks through to tie it. And as we head to the third period, the Pens on a power play, a minute and 18 seconds left in that power play, and perhaps now the Penguin season to be measured in minutes, not periods, and not games.
Well, the Boston Bruins have finally scored a goal in that game against the Montreal Canadiens, and Joseph Stempel has scored for Boston. They lead the Canadiens 1-0 in period number 3. Buffalo and New Jersey going to the third. They are tied at 3, and this one 2-2. Penguins move left to right. Lemieux, Stevens, and Yager work the power play up front with Murphy and Ron Francis as the point man. Lemieux will handle the draw at center ice against Dave Poulin. Poulin wins the faceoff. Capitals slide it to the Penguins in, and Barrasso lets it go up the boards. Ron Francis back to get possession of it. Right up through the center of the ice. Moving to the left side now with the Capitals in. Somebody's lost a stick. It's Dave Poulin of the Capitals. The Caps have it, though, and they rifle it off the shoulder of Yager, and it goes all the way the length of the ice. That was a break there for the Caps. They got the puck because Poulin had lost his stick. The Penguins would have had him without a blade. They're trying to set up in the power play. Already with a man advantage. On the left side, Francis dumps it in behind the net. Byron Defoe. Put it around the near wing. The Capitals converge on Murphy, and they play it by him, and right back to the Penguin territory. The Penguin power play, 1-4-20 in the series. Ronnie Francis with a half a minute to go to Yager. He scoots around one man, comes in, pass it over to Stevens now to Murphy, and the pass behind him. Comes outside the line. Murphy looking back to get it to Stevens. Wrists it up deep into the Capitals' zone. Hatcher doesn't know where the puck was, but he finds it now behind him, and he finds the opening. That should kill it.
Well, you'd like to see the Capitals forced to play behind just once in the third period, just to see what would happen.
Oh, Samuelson's pass cut off by John Slaney, and he'll bank it back in behind the Penguin goal. Penalty is almost over. Here comes Cote on. The Penguins 0 for 3 on the power play.
A total of 4 shots on those 3 opportunities.
Ricky stopped on that maneuver. Both clubs had 6 shots on goal in the second period. A giveaway by the Penguins. Shell Samuelson, but Kristich can't get by. Alpha comes back to Tocchet, and he'll wrist one to the net, and Defoe makes the save. The rebound jumps to his left. pushed on the center, and the Capitals come back, and they've got a 2-on-2. Christian's left side trying to move in against Tagonetti, and Tagonetti forces him wide. Off the puck he goes. Dale Samuelson, the Penguin defenseman, played off Mullen's glove, and he just swept it ahead to center. Was going for it, and there's Marty Straka. Straka cross ring, good pass. Here's Murphy in the slot, trying to feather it through to Tocchet, and he can't quite do it. Joey Juneau coming up on the play. McEachran trying to slow him down. They got McEachran, Sandstrom, and Straka working out here for the Pens. They'll make it Yager now, and they stop the play in an offside call against Washington. 2 minutes and 14 seconds into the third period.
Well, things happen quickly out there, and decisions are made in a split second and simultaneously with the action on the ice. But there's a case where Larry Murphy had a better opportunity shooting the puck and using Tocchet as a possible rebound possibility rather than try to make that perfect play to deflect it in. Marty Straka gained the blue line, and there's Murph with a good chance to shoot. And the pass, or the attempted pass into Tocchet was blocked. Never got there. Jaromir Jagr working on the power play that just expired. Here's your leading scorer, does not have a shot on goal tonight. Got to get those guys more involved.
Ridley has the assignment here against McEachran, who will work center ice. Got Keith Jones and Burridge on the wings. It was 1-1 game 1 here, 5-3 against the Penguins. Lost game 2 and then 1-2 in Washington. Going to the third period here, and the Caps have the puck, and they wind it down the boards inside the Penguin line. Tagonetti belts that one up to center red. Okay, returns it back inside the Penguin blue line, and Tagonetti finds Brown, but he can't get to the puck. Burridge has it around the near side. It was an offside call. He took it outside the blue line and brought it back in. Offside the call. We are tied at 2 here in period number 3. We'll be back on the KBL Sports Network.
1993, we designed a new car. We created a new class. We developed new engineering. We created a new standard of performance. We redefined value. Introducing the C-Class. It wasn't designed to compete with other cars. It was designed to replace them. The new C-Class starting at under $30,000.
Sandy Carlton, Atworth, Georgia, 98,000 miles. Jim Bobbitt, Broomall, Pennsylvania, 110,000 miles. We can't promise you the very same mileage these Michelin owners got, but we can promise you this, the very same peace of mind. Michelin.
Crowd of the playoffs tonight in Game 3, 15,044 here at the arena tonight, the lowest of the 3 home games. The Pens were 6th in increased attendance this year, improvement over last year. Tampa Bay number 1, San Jose, Dallas, and that's of course compared to Minnesota last year, and New Jersey was 4th in attendance increase. And perfect attendance, these teams did not have an empty seat all season long. Detroit, Chicago, St. Louis, Montreal, and Toronto. Those 5 franchises did not have an unsold ticket all year long. 4 of those, interesting, original franchises. The only one not, the St. Louis Blues.
Lifted back into the Penguins end. All Samuelson and Shell Samuelson reunited again as the puck passed ahead, intended for Stevens. That will not get there. Tocchet at center red. On the right wing of Mario Lemieux. Shooter to the net to Poe. Late reacting to it, kicked it away on Lemieux's shot. Now here's Stevens in against Hatcher. They battle one another. We got a war going on now between Hatcher and Stevens, and they are just banging one another continually here as they have another playoff series. 2 big, strong guys. Rolf Samuelson from center ice. The Capitals take it away, but they lose it to Mario Lemieux. Lemieux, backdoor pass to Stevens, trying to feather it through to Tocchet, and he can't get it to him. Bovanka unable to clear. Stevens backhanded towards the net, cut off by the Capitals, and Bovanka moving on the play to center ice. Wristed on the backhand towards the Penguin goal, and Barrasso let Tagonetti deal it up to the center ice to Francis. Jagr looking for the puck. This is when maybe in situations you might look for Jaromir Jagr to be the big gun here to try and get the go-ahead goal. Burridge is going to slap it down the near boards into the Penguin near corner. Pat Peak, by the way, of the Capitals, with an injured foot. For blocking a shot, he'll not be back tonight. That's the Capital forward who was hit. Down and went to the bench, and he'll not play the rest of the way. Steal by Joey Mullen, going to Yager, down the slot, shoots it towards the net. Defoe went down on that play, it never got through to him, and Ricky blocked it. And that is moved on now to the Penguin line. I'm watching Defoe there, and that's something you mentally just might want to watch here. He went down on that play. I want to try and fake a shot, let him go down, then maybe come around it. Here at center is Cote, giving it away to Yager. Yager trying to pass it up for Francis. That would have been a headman pass, stopped by the Capitals, and they spin it to the Penguin goal. Barrasso holds onto the puck, and we'll get a face off there. He doesn't want to take a chance here with any line changes. He wants to settle things down. The face-off will be in the Penguin zone.
Tom Barrasso has started every game for the Penguins. Don Beaupre has played in, including tonight, 3 of the 5, and a gamble again by Jim Schoenfeld to put Byron Defoe in net. We're looking okay now because Defoe really played well in a 2-1 loss in the game the Penguins have won, and playing here again tonight. The Penguins have not put a gigantic amount of pressure on them, but they've had some great scoring opportunities. Hatcher and Stevens, of course, have been fighting each other all night long. And there was one case in the previous time down the ice. This one, Stevens knocking Hatcher off the puck, keeping it alive for the Penguins, but he lost his stick in the process. And Poulin came up to clean up his end. Poulin has not been the factor, Mike, against Lemieux that he has been and certainly was in Game 4.
Hatcher trying to wrist it to the Penguin net. It's going to be off a leg and goes to the corner. Off Samuelson taking the puck. Out off the glove of McEachran. He's trying to beat Johansson on the rush, and he can't do it. Connor Walchuk goes right back into the Penguins' end. He coughed it up. And with possession, Shell Samuelson. Back to Wolf and around the near boards to Shell. They'll find a breaking McEachran who comes up quickly to the Capital line. Might have a little room here. Going down the left side. Goes wide. Center it to Sandstrom, but he can't hold it. The Capitals take it back. Rush against Ridley. That went down the near wing into Pittsburgh ice. Sandstrom going to get it. He has yet to score in this playoff series.
Good job by John Slaney to clean up his end.
14:43 to go in the third period. Barrasso fell down, but no damage done as the puck goes around to the far side. Pavanka unable to get it on the net, but it comes free to Dave Poulin. Poulin tried to sweep one to the goal, and he fanned on it. Keeps right on working against Murphy. He goes down now, and Murphy in the near corner. They run to the referee. That's Paul Stewart, and the whistle sounds. Stewart will get himself up slowly.
That's not the first time Paul Stewart has been down on the ice. His career as a National Hockey League forward. First time the Penguins have seen him in the playoffs. Poulin working hard against the boards with Larry Murphy. Got that stick tied up in there. Nothing called. No harm, no blood, no foul. Game 6, if there is one, would be in Washington. Wednesday night, you'll see it right here on KBL. Pre-game show at 7, and then the face-off at 7:38, and not a second sooner either.
Ricky on the left point, trying to swing it to the net, and it's off a leg, coming to Mario Lemieux. Center iceman ahead for Tocchet, hit a stick, and Defoe now curves it up in the air, not out, Taglianetti to Lemieux, around behind the net, centers in front, it came off Ricky's body. Jammed around to the near corner. Lemieux checks his face as he got hit on the play, and now Pavanka has it. Fire it high in the air to the Penguin line. Peter Taglianetti with 14 minutes to go in the third. Pass, this will be an icing call. Comes across in front, the Penguins touch it, they fire it right to the net, and Defoe stopped by Kevin Stevens. He almost made a critical mistake there. The puck came across that goal mouth. He didn't know where anybody was. Tocchet shoots it, that misses. And Bondra takes the puck, and he'll step up now to center. It was a weird play, but Defoe did not play the puck. He was waiting for one of his own teammates to touch it, and it almost resulted in the go-ahead goal. Capitals up the alley now to center to Christie. He steps into the Penguins end. He'll shoot it to the net, and Barrasso stopped it. Christie can get a shot off early when people are draped over him. He's a very impressive winger for the Capitals. He is out with Juno now and Bondra. And the Caps again fired behind the Penguin goal. Up in the air, a steal. The Capitals have it. Bondra walks in. He shoots that one. He missed on the short side. Juno's after it to the right point. To Cote, a wrist shot. Where is it? It was blocked. Juno's got it again. Trying to cut in front. Bowen cut him off. the last second and grabbed now by Barrasso. We stopped the play with 13:05 to go in period number 3. Game 5 tied at 2.
It began in the heartland, in towns small and large. By building on the success of local independent businesses, this once little company has quietly grown surprisingly big. In fact, today it serves you at over 12,500 convenient locations. More than any other company of any kind in America. Citgo. Feel the pride.
Let's talk smart. Let's talk Eagle Vision. V6, power windows and locks, air conditioning and automatic transmission. Let's talk safety. Let's talk lease. We're talking $237 a month. Hey, stop talking and go test drive a new Vision ESI. It's the least we can do for you.
Byron Defoe, who's only played in 2 Stanley Cup playoff games, this being the second, almost made a critical mistake. Letting a puck go, and Taka was able to get a shot on goal. It would have been, he thought it was going to be an icing play, but Taka got there first. He didn't want to touch the puck because it would have waved off the icing. Almost cost him a goal and maybe the game.
It's funny because on the play, and I was talking when it came out of the corner that he probably should have touched the puck, but now looking at the replay, he may not have been in a position to be able to do that. That would have been a freak type of play had the Penguins scored on it. Here on the right side of the Penguins in. Pittsburgh trying to clear it out. They can't do it. Bondra has the puck. Bondra, Christich, and Juneau working on that front line. Christich working off the corner, makes the play. Trying to pass right point. Trottier comes in. He'll take the puck and get it out of danger. Ryan Trottier looking for a breaking Mullen. He's got it on the left side of the Caps in, but he was on the left wing, and he just couldn't take the pass in stride. Came around to the left point. Tangonetti. Back to the ice by Bondra. Where's the puck? It's underneath everybody there. And the whistle quickly sounding here from referee Paul Stewart with 12:22 to go in period number 3. And Pittsburgh and Washington locked up in a 2-2 tie.
Well, that has been the line that has really caused the Penguins most of their discomfort. Bondra and Christich, they have in tandem been the best line on the ice for most of the games in the playoff series. And conversely, the line with Joe Mullen and Ron Francis and assorted other wingers just have not been able to break loose. That's the line that you're looking to jumpstart to get going. They tried Yager on that line. They put Stevens on that line. Brian Trottier worked that line just there to try to win the faceoff, working with France and Mullen, trying to get something going, although Mullen has been a little more active offensively tonight.
Keckler to the Penguins up against Dave Poulin. Penguins control this puck at center ice, and Larry Murphy's going to rattle it into behind Defoe, who stops it neatly behind the net. The Capitals capture it. They try and clear. A good bump by McEachran and Pavanka. Puck through now to the Penguins into the ice surface, and returning to take command of it will be Peter Taglianetti. Walchuk just coming on. And scooting back quickly, coming to the Caps line, and it'll be McEachran firing off the leg of Joe Reekie. That's Slaney, and Slaney now dishing near boards, and on the attack will be Randy Burry, looking for Walchuk. Steve Walchuk hit on a hip check by Murphy, and the puck through to the near corner of the Penguins end. And again, another whistle. Their bodies are on top of that puck. And they'll face it off again with 11:39 left here in the third period.
Well, the Capitals deserve a great deal of credit for the kind of checking game that they've played in each and every game of this series, even the one they lost. But there's also been a lot of clutching and grabbing going on, and the Penguins have alluded to that fact, and so has Eddie Johnston in trying to even the playing field, as a sage in the middle of your picture once said. But they are grabbing and hanging on to the Penguins a great deal, and that's been a factor too. I don't think it can be overlooked, and it's maybe because it's playoff hockey, it's being let go. It's not being called.
Eddie Johnston trying to communicate with Marty Straka what he wants on a certain play. And Ulf Samuelsson with a broken stick. The Game winner in that, baby? You never know. Here comes Shell Samuelson after the face-off over to Wolf. Turned around by Kelly Miller. Wolf works it with his glove up to Stevens, and he'll hop right back to center. Kevin Stevens goes the off wing, and he has some room this time down the right side, moving to the Caps in. Drop it off to Tonka, but he fanned on it. Capitals taking and go the other way. Kelly Miller. Throw it by Shell Samuelson in around the Penguin net, and Barrasso comes over to get the puck. Get to the near wing to Shell Samuelson. Here comes Stevens again. Kevin bringing the puck right to the Caps line, but he gave it away. Puck seems to be following Kevin right now. It goes to Tocchet. Wrap it to the Caps in around the boards. Look out, the Penguins are kind of lazy coming off here, and the puck on the center. You got to hustle off that ice and get off. That puck comes around there, and you're standing there, and you're caught flat-footed. Nobody can get on. And you got the play going the other way. Here to center ice comes Christie in his pass. Cut off by the tag on Eddie, and he goes on to Yager. Moving up into the Caps in. Comes down with a wrist shot. Hey! Shoots and scores! Jaromir Jagr beating Defoe, and the Penguins lead 3-2. Oh, wow, big cow kick. Jaromir Jagr.
This is the way it used to be when the Penguins were winning Stanley Cups. If a team made one defensive mistake, they made them pay. They might have been outplayed an entire game, but if they made a mistake, they made them pay. They haven't been making them pay until now. The Capitals with an ill-advised long pass from center ice. The Pens intercepted, off they go the other way, and Jagr this time, utilizing his speed, beats Byron Defoe. Yager's first goal of the playoffs. And for the first time, the Penguins have a 3-2 lead in the third period. In so many playoff games, there'd be times when the Penguins perhaps were being outplayed by the opponent, but if you there was a crack in your veneer just for a second, they'd make you pay, and they hadn't been finishing plays. That one they finished.
Jagr again stepping back, coming to the Capitals line. Moves in, he's ridden off the puck neatly in the Capitals counterattack, and Bondra on the right side to Zuno. Into Pittsburgh ice and offside to call against the Capitals with 10:18 to go in the third. We'll pause. The Penguins 3 and the Capitals 2 in Game 5 with 10:18 left.
Nick Price, 1993 PGA Player of the Year. See him at the Family House Invitational, May 23rd and 24th at the club at Nevillewood.
Now, Arnold Furniture makes shopping for furniture easier than ever with one of the area's best selections of quality brand name furniture. 3 floors of furniture priced to move out quickly. Living rooms, a complete selection of bedrooms, as well as dinette sets and other household accessories. Arnold Furniture is a family-owned and operated business with a long-standing reputation for great values and friendly salesmanship. Make shopping for furniture a pleasant experience. Visit Arnold Furniture, 5th Avenue in Arnold.
News more often. This is a KBL News Update.
Hello, I'm David Johnson. In the news tonight, a patient dies after being brought to McKeesport Hospital. Others who've come into contact with that patient, including medical staff, are being treated for mysterious symptoms. We'll have more on this bizarre and still developing story at 10 o'clock tonight. Police in West Mifflin say 2 out of 3 suspects they nabbed for allegedly robbing a restaurant earlier this month are the wrong ones. We'll have the details at 10.
Dimitri Kristich trying to hit Peter Bondra. Would have been offside anyway, but Taglianetti steps up and sets Jagr free. We talked about the defense stepping up and making that first pass out of the zone. We talk about turnovers to the blue line. It results in a Penguin goal. The skate is on the other foot for once.
Yeah, the Penguins have to keep working right on here because you know this Capital team is not going to quit. And the Penguins try and add to the lead here. Shell Samuelson to Rick Tocchet, and a head back off the leg of Kevin Hatcher. Stevens after it. Defoe got to it. Worked it away, but Tocchet has the puck. Shoots it into the left wing corner, and Calle Johansson took a bump from Kevin Stevens. He's possessed here in the third of Stevens. Kelly Miller off to Pavanka. The wrist to the head again behind the Penguin cage. Shell Samuelson taking the puck. Drags it through the center right and drops it to the left wing corner of the Capital zone. Sylvain Cote hurriedly over to get the puck. Wind it down to the near boards at center. Larry Murphy broke up that maneuver. A steal by Straka. He's come back to get Cote. Trying to beat him on the play, and Cote swept it away to the near side. Capitals bouncing off the boards, and up back the Penguin Radar State with 9:17 to go in the third. And icing called against Washington.
Maybe a sign, Mike, that the worm is beginning to turn. The Capitals have been guilty of 3 icings in the last 15 minutes. 9:14 here, and going back 6 minutes in the second period. It was at least partially a result of the Penguins putting some more offensive pressure, controlling the puck a little bit more in the Capital zone. Peter Taglianetti, who missed some time in the playoffs with a bruised throat, result of a cross-check. I think it was Dave Poulin who did that to him. Really had a pretty good playoff series. And I think they missed him while he was out.
On the right side, Larry Murphy shoots it towards the net. Defoe got a glove on that. Keckren back behind the goal. Around the right side, it comes to Keith Jones. Finding a breaking Ridley, and he'll look left side of Burridge and off his stick into the seats. If the Penguins win this one, it would be game number 6 on Wednesday, and if they were to win that one, it would be game 7 here on Friday night at the Civic Arena. Reminding you again, there are tickets available for a 7th game should it be necessary, but the number one question right now is, can the Penguins hold on here and win this one? And we still have a lot of time left. 8:59 to go. Buffalo and New Jersey tied at 3 in the second. The last score we had, Boston leading Montreal 1-0, period number 2. That was a score about 20 minutes ago. We haven't received anything. The score has even changed from 0-0 here at the arena. Wake those guys up down. Juno's trio. And here is Ricky getting hit in the face, right in the face-off, and Cheryl Samuelson being looked at by the referee. Paul Stewart's going to be a high stick against Shell, and he's going to go in the box. Ricky got hit in the face, and Shell's going to have to sit down. And that's going to open the door for the Capitals here.
Ricky apparently is not bleeding.
Yes, he is. 4 minutes.
Is it 4?
Yeah.
Stewart went right up to Joe Ricky to see if he was bleeding, and there it is. It's incidental. And that's probably why it's not the 5, but it is going to cost the Penguins 4 minutes in power play time to the Washington Capitals.
And a very critical time here in this hockey game,
to say the very least. Our American Airlines shorthanded contestant Denise Campbell of Pittsburgh, PA. If there's some consolation here, it's the fact that the Capitals have not exactly shown on the power play either. They came in tonight 2 for 21. They are 0 for 2 tonight, and they have managed just 1 shot on goal during those 2 power plays. But just when it seemed like the Penguins had gained some momentum, that's going to put the Capitals on the power play.
We just got the score. Snuffle did score at 2:12 of period number 3 for the Bruins. Pittsburgh leading the game by 1. Now Ron Francis talking to Paul Stewart about the call on the penalty.
Leading power play goal getters make that plural for the Caps this year. Kristich had 10. Ridley had 10. But Joey Juneau, of course, only played 11 games.
And this is the guy they'll look for here in this situation. I'm not sure if Juneau was on the ice for that goal by Yager when Kristich fed the puck ahead. And if he was, it would be the last 2 he's been on for. We've given him a lot of praise in this series, but that line may have been on for the last 2 goals that have been scored against him.
Juneau was a +3 coming in. Kelly Miller was a +4, leading all players.
Mullen will take it and drive it down the boards, and it comes back in behind Byron Defoe. Short-handed here are the Penguins. And John Slaney, who works the power play with Juneau. Left it for Juneau. Francis in, took the puck away. 3:35 to go in the penalty time. Francis trying to get himself free. The Capitals have possession. Washington, John Slaney goes on the attack. Comes to center red. Gave it away to Wolf Samuelson, and Wolfie's going to bank it down the near boards. Up in the Washington territory. Sylvain Cote. Capital point man now with Slaney. Finding Juneau, and Joey Juneau races through to the right side of the Penguins and lost the puck. And cleared by Taglianetti. He's playing the game of his life here tonight, Peter Taglianetti.
Can't help thinking about Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals 3 years ago, a 5-minute major to Troy Loney. Penguins did not allow a shot on goal against the Stars.
And here comes Hatcher around the right side to Burridge. He'll give the puck to Calle Johansson. Shoot it towards the net. Brasso through traffic made the save. And the face-off will be in Pittsburgh territory. A hard shot by Calle Johansson. He taps Keith Jones on the backside. And I know exactly what he was doing there. As if to say, nice screen. Good play there. He went right in front of the net when he let the shot go. And he's telling Keith Jones, just keep doing that.
They got a 2-for-1 sale because Murphy was engaged with Keith Jones, which further blocked the vision of Tom Barrasso. There's the shot from the right point. Now watch 26 and 55 engaged in front as Murphy tries to keep Jones away from Tom Barrasso, who held onto the puck. 2:46 to go in the 4-minute penalty of Shell Samuelson, and that was the first shot on goal by the Capitals in this man advantage.
Mike Ridley of the Capitals. He has a goal in this game. The Capitals were down 1-0. Got 2 in the second period in a span of 1:35 to take the lead 2-1. But Kevin Stevens tied it late in the second. The Penguins have the lead on Yager's first of the playoff. Johansson and the Capitals trying to tie it now. They set it up. Burridge on the right side, down deep behind the Penguin net, and it's Mike Ridley. Ridley working around to Randy Burridge. 7.5 to go in regulation. Over to Johansson. Back now to Burridge. He can't handle the pass. Off Samuelson, bouncing off the boards and up ice. That takes the heat out of a hot kitchen. And Kevin Stevens is just like a cheerleader on that bench. He is banging his stick and his glove on the bench in an effort to get the Penguins into this one. He has really been alive in this game. Here's Burridge cruising back into the Penguins in on the left side of Hatcher. Shoots it. Save made, rebound, and it's shot wide for the Capitals. Tocchet comes over to get it in the near corner. He battles against the Caps here. And is the puck free or where is it? They're all jammed up, pushing and shoving.
I think Tocchet knew exactly what he wanted to do. He wanted to face off there. It was 1-on-2 down against the boards, and he tried to jam it up. And Stewart lost sight of the puck, or caught in somebody's skates. There it is. There's the puck.
It's in the corner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All this took place. The puck was right in the corner. Watch this play here. The shot, and it never got on the net. There was a block there. Who was diving in front? And it might have been Ulf Samuelson who got his stick out.
Here comes Tocchet wheeling over, and he wants a face-off. That's all he's asking out of this thing, and that's exactly what he's going to get. 10 seconds left to go till we get down to 2 minutes. 2:10 total. He's clinging to a 3-2 lead. 7:04 to play overall. Mario Lemieux and Ron Francis were the penalty killers. Now Francis comes back in to take the face-off after Tocchet was out for a while.
New Jersey leading Buffalo 4-3 now in the third period, so the Devils have the lead.
Highest scoring game of that series.
Michael Pavanka matches up against Francis. The Penguins lead 3-2 here, and they're holding on. Trying to keep the Capitals off the board. Hatcher around near side, and Murphy took it away, and he'll return it back to center. Francis working the wood. That was slipping to Lemieux, cutting with the net, but he can't get it to him. Caps have possession. Here's Calle Johansson into that second power play now. And Pavanka zigzag into the Penguins in on the right side. He'll get the puck to Bondra. Samuelson tried to clear. Juneau is hit by Sandstrom. Can he hold on to it? Sandstrom still fighting for it, and the Capitals take it back. They go to Hatcher, center point, right side. They've got Johansson. Over down to Juneau, cutting for the net, right in front of man right there. Bondra, shot save made Barrasso right in front on Peter Bondra. Oh, Juneau spotted him right into the corner of his eye. But Bondra robbed by Barrasso, and he should get 5 to 10 for that save as he stops Bondra from 3 feet away.
That's the second save in the incredible category. Good job here by Juneau just to spot Peter Bondra along the side, and then he tried to redirect it in. And Bondra was not able to beat Barrasso, and McEachern comes over to clean up, but Barrasso makes the save that keeps it a 3-2 Penguin lead. That's the only play Bondra could make. I think if he settles it down, Barrasso stops him too. Juneau threading the needle there. That's the right play, but here comes Barrasso really picking up his game here in the third period. And he's been the one steady performer for the Penguins throughout all the game.
This face-off again to Barrasso's right. Regulation, 6 minutes and 25 seconds left. They're trying to force a 6th game at Washington on Wednesday night. And Kevin Hatcher lost the puck. Francis now Lemieux raced in, he couldn't get it. Hatcher diving for it, but Taganetti's on here. Peter Taganetti just belts it down to the Capitol zone. Hatcher of the Capitals pulling back in behind his own net. He's passed to the right wing to Pavanka, and he steers it up into the Penguin zone. Joey Junot. Junot, on the left side, they go back to the left point to Hatcher. To Junot again. Junot skates with it in the corner. Around back behind the goal to Bondra. Good speed on this line out here, boy. Working with it is Junot, Bondra, and Pavanka. Kekman trying to shut him down, and Lemieux comes away with it. Mario will pick a spot here and fire it up ice. He wants to get off. 40 seconds to go in the penalty to Shel Samuelson. 5.5 to go in the third period. 3-2, the Penguins lead. Hatcher finds an alley coming up the center of the ice of the Penguins in. He is stripped to the puck by Ron Francis, and Francis trying to get it out. Cote held it in, though. Murphy comes after it. He gets it, gave it away to Cote. Cote's pass towards the net. Ulf Samuelson after it. Now the Penguins are getting to those loose pucks right now. They got a lot of hop in their leg. They battle for the biscuit. Fired up in the air. They can't clear, though. Cote left side to Slaney. Shoots it. Samuelson blocked it. That's all. And it's going to be clear, but not out. They fire it back into the right wing corner. Penguins can't get it out. Ridley fighting Sandstrom for possession. Now Ridley up the far side. Penalty is over. Sandstrom has it. He tried to headman it. Couldn't do it. We'll take it again and just ice it. He wants to get the play stopped here. It'll be an icing call against the Penguins, and the Penguins have killed the two-man disadvantage in this crowd here in Pittsburgh, finally coming to life. We'll be back in a moment. 4:44 to go in the third. The Penguins 3, the Capitals 2, from the KBL Sports Network.
The closest, the safest, the smoothest. Gillette Sensor, the best shave in the world. Gillette Clear Gel Antiperspirant. A clear, clean, powerful gel that goes on smoothly with no white residue to form an invisible barrier of protection. Gillette Clear Gel Antiperspirant. To build a Mercedes-Benz that's technologically innovative, safe, roomy, with exceptional handling is to be expected. But to do it for under $30,000, now that's a feat of engineering. Introducing the Mercedes-Benz C-Class.
Yeoman penalty killing and yeoman goaltending by Tom Barrasso has kept the Capitals off the scoreboard on a 4-minute power play. They managed only 3 shots on goal during that time. Ulf Samuelson playing big, blocking a shot. Taglianetti also, and probably a good decision to ice the puck because the Penguins needed the rest at that point. But still, 4:44 to go.
This face-off controlled by Pittsburgh. Slaney though to the left point, shoots it towards the net, and Taglianetti blocked that maneuver. Lemieux up to Stevens on the left wing, and Taglianetti got hurt on the play.
They call a hand pass here because Taglianetti was out of the zone.
And he gets himself back up, so he apparently is going to be all right. So we got a camera right above in the scoreboard, huh? You saw that play there. Here comes Ulf Samuelson right back on for the Penguins.
Wolfie picking up his game tonight. An uncharacteristic -3. He has made his presence felt tonight. Penguins fight to live another day. I don't know how this translates into how they might play in Game 6 Wednesday night if there is one.
This game isn't over, Steve.
No, it's not. I understand that.
Right
I know that.
This game is not over, and the Capitals, 4.5 minutes to go, and it'll be Shel Samuelson with it. He'll step up in the play to center red and dump it to the left wing corner. It was a love nothing better, but they still have to kill that clock, and this Washington team has been a tough opponent for the Penguins, leading the series 3-1, trying to put the Penguins out of the playoffs. Ulf Samuelson's pass over to Mario Lemieux, and he lost the puck, and Bondra has it over to Junot. Cuts in, Shel Samuelson knocked him down, but the whistle sounds, and we get another offside call.
Well, Barrasso's complaining because no icing was called on the play. He felt there should have been, and it was waved off at the last second. The point I was going to try to make, Mike, you can't look ahead to that. It's like coming into tonight's game. You can't look at it as, well, we've got to win 3. You only have to win 1. one at a time. It's cliche-ish, but it's true. And the mountain doesn't seem quite as high. And the face-off will come outside the blue line, which at this point, at this juncture, territorially, is critical.
What a game they've got in Boston. They're tied now 1-1 going to overtime at the Garden. John LeClaire scored 14:49 for the Montreal Canadiens.
They're fighting a tough battle without Matthew Schneider. He's a big loss to them. They figure if they can survive the first round without him, they expect him back in the middle of the second, if there is a middle of the second round.
Buffalo led 3-1 in that game against New Jersey, but Lemieux, Richer, and Lemieux again in the third, giving New Jersey the lead by 1. Roder and Hasek have been the 2 goaltenders in that series. And here comes Murphy of the Penguins after a face-off win by Pittsburgh, and Murphy's going to drive it to the right of Defoe. Hatcher over, and Mullen puts pressure on him. And the Capitals' Pavanka working back out of his own territory, scooting through center. On the right side, it comes to Dave Poulin. Whip it behind the net. Larry Murphy coming after it. He'll find Yager, who has the go-ahead goal in this game, and he just returns it onto the Capital line. 3:35 to go in regulation. Pavanka, right wing pass to Kelly Miller. He's in the Penguin ice, and Ulf Samuelsson rubs him against the boards. Yager back to clean up his own end, see if he can get it out. He skates with it, comes on the center. Finds Joey Mullen, and Mullen directs it down the boards in behind the Capital goal. Byron Defoe lets Hatcher take it, and every time Hatcher touches the puck, he looks up and checks the clock. 3:14 left. A right wing pass. And it comes to Keith Jones, who slams it back into the Penguins' end. Barrasso couldn't cut this one off. Here's Shel Samuelsson, the Penguin defenseman, trying to work it by Burry. It comes to Wolf Samuelsson around the boards and out of the zone. It will not be far enough for icing, so the clock continues to tick with 2:58. Boy, look at Cote skate. He gives it away, though, on an errant pass to Mario Lemieux. Lemieux coming towards the goal. Fired in front and hit a leg. Comes off the tag at any left point. He'll shoot it down the boards, and it's cut off by Mike Ridley. And the Capitals in a 4-man rush to the Penguin line. John Slaney takes it down the boards and shoots it behind the net. Gives it right to Barrasso. Barrasso feed it right back to the near side. I don't think that's a real wise choice when you're going behind the net. Driving it behind Barrasso with his ability to handle the puck. Stevens on the far side going to Straka. And I can't argue with the Capitals' success. I really haven't paid that much attention whether they've been going in behind the net on passes. They lead the series. They've done a lot of right things. And Larry Murphy with 2:14 to go shoots it back in. Penguins lead by 1. The Capitals in this series. Defoe bumped on the play, knocked off his skates. He's right back up though, and Pavanka going to lead the puck into the Penguin zone. Murphy from behind his own net. Capitals are desperately trying to tie this game, and you can figure on Defoe coming out of the net. There have been 3 occasions. Penguins have an empty netter in this. They do not have an empty net. Capitals have 2 empty net goals in this series against the Penguins. The Penguins have scored a goal with their goaltender Poole. 1:40 to go. Caps on their own end. 3-2 Pittsburgh. Get you right on the edge of your seat here. We're going right down to the wire. The Penguins trying to avoid elimination. Steal by Yager and a shot. And Defoe made that save. A rare mistake there by Kevin Hatcher in this series. Down the right wing to Bondra. Bondra, look out, goes left side, and Mullen broke up the play, but not out. Hatcher backhands it towards the goal, blocks, Bondra has it, shoots it. That missed everything, and it's outside of the line for the faceoff. 1:20 to go.
That hit a pipe there, I think, Mike, or a crossbar. Unless Barrasso got his blocker on it and shoved it up into the stand. And we got to look at that. Much closer than need be. Kevin Hatcher. Jaromir Jagr sneaks in, poking the puck away, and the shot actually was on net. And Defoe, at the last second, got a sweep away. Hit the crossbar. Whoa.
Timeout, Washington.
It's tough sitting on death row, isn't it? Not easy. Waiting for the governor to call somebody. Boy, that shot. Of course, you remember now Ron Francis hit a crossbar in game number 2. Although at that point it would have merely added insurance. It didn't have a difference in the outcome of the game. The Capitals have called their timeout.
Well, really, Jim Schoenfeld not really doing anything specific here as far as giving a plan. They may have already in mind what they want to do, but maybe giving his troops a little chance to rest here and wanting Hatcher as fresh as he can get him, I would think, and let's see what they do put out here. 1:20 to go. The face-off will be outside of the Penguin blue line.
get a plug in here. Remind you that Hockey Hotline is coming up after the game. Now, if we should, perish the thought, bite my tongue, hit me in the head with a 2x4, have to go into overtime, we will do Hockey Hotline in between periods. We've not yet had a playoff game. But if that should be the case, Guy and I will do Hockey Hotline in between regulation and overtime. And if not, we'll do the post-game version and talk about Game 5 and Game 6.
Defoe will remain on the net. Juno comes out here with Pavanka and Kristich. They'll have Johansson and Cote, and they leave Hatcher on the bench, so they probably want to bring him on for the final 40 seconds, would be my guess. Let him try and play the rest of the way. Juno against Francis, and Juno won another faceoff. Well, he's been tough, and here comes over near side to Johansson, and he'll blast it in. All Samuelson back. Defoe stays in the net. Penguins working out of the zone and on to center. Now looking for it will be Francis. He can't find it. Cheryl Samuelson, a minute 5. Defoe has started to the bench, now came back, and the Penguins flip it into the Capital zone. We're down to 60 ticks of the clock to go in regulation. Here comes Defoe off as the puck is controlled in his own end. Cote ahead for Juno. Goes right wing to Hatcher, and he comes on with 53 seconds to go. Wristed up into the Penguin zone, and we get an offside call. Now they put Defoe back in. A little early on Hatcher coming on. He came on with 53 seconds left.
Well, the faceoff is going to be right outside the Penguin blue line, and it looks right now as though Defoe is going to stay off because of the positioning of the faceoff.
New Jersey beats Buffalo 5-3. The final there, an empty netter by John McClain. The Devils get the last 4 goals, and they have the series lead now 3 games to 2 over the Buffalo Sabres.
Game 6 back in Buffalo Wednesday night. They cracked Dominic Hasek just a little bit. 4 goals. 5th being that empty netter.
Well, there's Defoe on the bench, the empty net. The 6 attackers on here for the Capitals with 51 seconds. And do you leave Lemieux? Yeah, you have Lemieux on here. He's been one of the great empty net goal scorers in the history of the National Hockey League. And Schoenfeld's aware of that, but he must have tied the game. I mean, he's got to take a legitimate chance here. He knows who's out there. Here's Tocchet along with Francis, with Shell Samuelson and Ulf Samuelson.
Well, a face-off win here could chop off 10 to 15 seconds off the Capitals' time remaining.
They let Kristich handle it against Francis. Juno won it cleanly the last time. Battle for it. Who's going to get it? Juno works it into the zone. They throw it behind the Penguin net. Shell Samuelson around the boards. It comes right to the Penguins. Ron Francis on a break there for the Penguins. Goes left side of Lemieux. Push it over towards the slot, and it's cut off by Juno. Capitals start up, 35 to go in the 3rd period. Left side to Johansson, shoots it. Rasso made the glove save, takes it himself, trying to clear it out. Hatcher got a piece of it and kept it alive. Throw it back in behind the goal. High stick on the puck, that's what's going to be called. They want the face-off outside of the Penguin line. Hatcher apparently, when he came across, caught the puck with a high stick. And that stops the play with 27.4 seconds left.
I'm not so sure Lemieux shouldn't have tried to direct the puck towards the empty net and try. Instead, he tried to get a pass over to a man. I think it was Ron Francis thought had a better look at it. And then Kevin Hatcher at the other end, the fact that he's about 6'4" and about 6'6" on skates, knocked the puck out of the air. Trying to get it over to Rick Tocchet, who was skating, and he saw it out of the corner of his eye. Once the Capitals got inside, Kevin Hatcher knocks the puck down on the attempted clearing pass, which we don't see, but it was a high stick on the puck. Tom Brassel looking to score a goal. There's Hatcher.
There's a high stick in the puck, way back into the Capitals end, headed towards the empty net, and it just goes wide. Here's Cote back racing for it. 20 seconds to go. Cote's pass to Joey Juneau. Lemieux's all over him like a new pair of shoes. But Cote gets the puck. The Penguin Joey Mullins taps that maneuver. It goes by Shell Samuelson, though, onto the Penguins in with 8 seconds to go. Tommy's going to pull it back, hold it himself. The whistle sounded already. What's the call here? We've got a penalty coming up against the Penguins. A penalty against Shell Samuelson for pulling down Calle Johansson. And the Capitals will have basically a 2-man advantage for 7.5 seconds. And where's the face-off going to be? That's what I want to know.
That's the key. Now watch Shell Samuelson. There's the penalty right there.
There wasn't any question about that.
Yep. It's actually not a bad penalty to take given the circumstance because they had a 2-on-1. Shell Samuelson, it was 6 minutes in penalty time here in the 3rd period. And again, it looks as though The face-off is going to come to the face-off dot to the right of Tom Barrasso. 7.5 seconds remaining.
Why are we in a delay here? This is what I don't understand. There's no timeout to be taken by Washington unless the Penguins took a timeout. See, this is a meaningless delay right now. They should not be holding the game up, and it gives the Capitals an opportunity here to discuss their strategy. The Penguins, maybe they're the team that's kind of holding up.
Didn't hear any announcement as such.
Barrasso touched the puck, so the face-off will be in the near side of the Penguins end, the circle to his right, because he's the man that got possession of the puck and stopped the play.
Let me ask you here, Mike, and it's a tough thing to think about in the heat of the moment. With no capital allowed, if Barrasso just lets the puck sit there and sit there and sit there and sit there, maybe the clock runs down before a cap ever gets there.
I don't know if Tommy was aware there was a
yeah, that's exactly.
Because I think that's what he wanted to do, is just hold the puck and kill the clock to end the game. So Poulin on here in a very important face-off, and this will be the biggest one for Francis on the night, and Poulin too. They've got 6 attackers out with 7.5 seconds left. 3-2 the Penguins lead. This one going right down to the bitter end. And Francis reached in, swept it away. Murphy around to Wolf Samuelson 4 seconds ago. Playing around the boards. Lemieux's got it 2. We're going to Washington. We're going to Washington. The Penguins have won Game 5 of this playoff series. And they had to do it right down to the very end of the hockey game. The Capitals had a 2-man advantage, and now we'll see what happens as we head to the U.S. Air Arena, formerly the Cap Center, and we will play Game 6 with the series now in favor of Washington, 3 games to 2.
All he can ask for a chance, Mike, is a chance, and they've got that now. That's all they could ask for is a chance. They've given themselves a chance. We'll see what happens Wednesday night.
Final score, the Penguins 3 and the Capitals 2, and we'll be back to the Civic Arena in just a moment.
Presenting 3 very impressive sedans. The Nissan Sentra XE comes with cruise control, air conditioning, and an AM/FM cassette, all standard. The Honda Civic DX and Toyota Corolla DX don't. Let's try this again. Presenting 1 very impressive sedan, the Nissan Sentra XE. Right now, a Sentra XE is priced $1,700 less than a comparably equipped Corolla DX. Nissan, it's time to expect more from a car.
Every year, one credit card gives you something other credit cards don't. Only the Discover card offers you a cashback bonus award. Cash. Over $400 million paid so far. And there's no annual fee. So use the Discover card and improve your cash flow. It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back.
Are you mad about a 48% income tax increase, rising property taxes, few new jobs in our area, high college costs, lawmakers' freebies like cars, auto insurance, and car phones, and taking a backseat to PACs and lobbyists? Then now is the time to act. Vote Kathy Upsitnik.
I will work for tax reductions, economic development, and good jobs. Bring college tuition into line. You and only you will be my boss.
Dave, now let's move on to the world of Mr. and Mrs. Consumer.
Gee, it's almost lunchtime.
Yes. Now, as you can see, this pie chart illustrates your core customers.
When you have a craving for a delicious bacon mushroom melt, come to Wendy's.
Thanks.
It's a quarter pound of fresh beef, 3 strips of bacon, and mushrooms in a cheddar cheese sauce.
So what do you think, Dave?
I'm satisfied.
Great. Let's move on to section...
Wendy's bacon mushroom melt. When you gotta have one, you gotta have one.
Penguins have been brought to you by your local Chrysler Plymouth dealers, home of the MINIVAN store, by the people at Mellon Bank, you're why we do our very best, by General Nutrition Centers, where America shops for health, with over 1,500 locations coast to coast, by PPG Industries, makers of Pittsburgh paints. You work too hard to paint with anything less. By Coors Light, it's aged ice cold for that pure taste of the Rockies. Reach for the Silver Bullet, the right beer now. By Foodland, you'll increase your everyday savings when you say Foodland, yes. By Diet Pepsi with 100% AHA. You got the right one, baby, AHA. By McDonald's, what you want is what you get at McDonald's today. And by the Pennsylvania Lottery, proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians.
series now with the Capitals leading 3-2. The Penguins win by that same marker, 3-2. And we will look now at the Coors Light Silver Bullet scoring summary for period number 3. Only one goal. Jaromir Jagr with his first of the playoffs from Peter Taglianetti. And it gave the Penguins a victory. 9:21 the time of the goal. Shots on goal, Washington with 8. Pittsburgh with 6. And the Capitals outshoot the Penguins 28-22. Now our Chrysler Plymouth player of the game tonight. And there were a lot of good players for the Penguins, but this guy kind of picked it up another notch and really helped lead the Penguins tonight. Kevin Stevens, who ended up with a tying goal in the second period. May not have looked like much, but the Penguins were really on the ropes at that point of the game. He got him a big goal, and he was a big factor for the Penguins. So he was our Chrysler player.